Welcome to Masters of Max, a mobile app experience podcast. Please welcome your host, Tom Buda, Chief Strategy and Marketing Officer at Airship.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here today with our very special guest, Lisa Joy Rosner. Lisa, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Tom. I'm so excited to be here.
How do you think that idea of, customers are in charge, customers are empowered, customers are calling the shots, how do you think that's really changed how people market brands?
We have to really spend the time to get to know our customers and treat them in the most highly curated, highly personalized, and highly respectful way possible.
So what kinds of things do you pay attention to, or would you suggest people should be paying attention to who are, in charge of, again, driving those interactions with consumers for their brands?
So first of all, I think it's really important to talk to your customers. One of the things that we did regularly at Oracle was use NPS in a lot of different ways. We talked to over 70,000 customers a year just to understand their sentiment, what's working, what's not working. I think when you create any kind of campaign, that permission piece is really important. And being respectful of space. I think understanding from your customer what channels they want to be engaged with is really, really critical. Some people don't mind getting emails. Some people want to be get a text, even though it might be interrupt driven. A consumer will want to know the minute you have something that they're really interested in. And so what I've learned is that you have to put the customer at the center of everything you do and engage with them at the cadence and on the channel and with relevance and value at every step of the way.
Like, sure, as you said, some people prefer text, some people prefer notifications, some people prefer everything to be in the app, some people prefer to have, confirmations through their email that they might do, and they're like, whatever it might be. You can set all those preferences these days.
Yeah. And then, Tom, the other layer, which is one of the topics I'm getting really excited about, is AI and the role that AI is going to play for us as marketers and for us as consumers. So if we even go back to that example, this person likes text, there's a balance between both preference setting and AI sort of conjecturing or figuring out how to engage with consumers and how to talk to consumers. I see that in the future taking a really big role in how we execute our campaigns.
So we're talking about all these experiences that are adding value, and they probably add more value when they know who you are, right? And you talked about personalization and stuff. So what is that world like, that world of sharing? How much do you think people are willing to share, and how much should brands ask of people to share? What's that dynamic like?
Well, Tom, this goes back to some of the stuff that I did at New Star years ago. There are different levels of personalization. There are segments. People who buy this also buy this. And just getting lumped into a segment that still enables a certain amount of personalization where you don't have to share too much, PII. And then there's that opt-in where you tell people your birthday and your favorite color and all the other things. Consumers are always willing to trade personalization for value, personalization for an experience. I can't think of anyone that I know who doesn't use an online mapping technology, whether it's Waze or Google or whatever. They will happily let everybody know, like let the universe know, the interwebs know where they are and where they're going, because who wants to hold a physical map in the car anymore? And I don't think people even stop to think, oh my God, someone knows where I am right now. They don't think about it because I'm going to get there on time with the fastest route. I'll be alerted if there's some kind of traffic. People have very short attention spans. They have short patience. And as brands, we have to be as relevant as possible, as quickly as possible in the right channel. So it's better to start with 2 questions, always have as a best practice a skip button, and then come back again and ask 2 more questions and still have that skip button and not push it. I think a lot of times as marketers, B2B or B2C, we try to, it's kind of like dating. You don't ask all the questions on the first day. You get to know each other. You get to know each other a little bit better. And so, we as brands, we're forming relationships with our consumers. Consumers are human beings, whether you're B2B, B2C, B2B2C, it's still, you're interacting with someone who has a heartbeat. And so it goes back to that respect and trust and building that relationship and demonstrating. You give me this information, and then sometimes, it's a birthday card and a promotion, or it's getting ads that make sense. And you're like, oh, this was good.
You said something that I think is fundamental to to this idea of, winning customer relationships and all of that. And the word there is relationship.
Marketing is always ahead of the rest of the business. We're planting the seeds. We're like the Johnny Appleseed, right? We're planting those seeds for the future. And some of those seeds have been sprouting since those layoffs, and they'll be sort of what's the word? There'll be a resonance from the campaigns that have been running. But once they run their course and there's nothing coming next because the marketing plans have been shut down, I think brands are really going to suffer. So yes, I understand, you cut the fat. There's always fat in an organization. I think this is where we go back to data, where we use the data to figure out which campaigns, which programs, which strategies are truly helping sales sell. But I think it's really, really important in this down market to continue to do fully integrated programs and have them and then measure them all the way through to the completion of sales and share that accountability. But turning the engine off completely 6 to 9 months from now will leave brands and sales quite barren.
I completely agree with that. It's been my experience as well. Lisa, thank you. We've taken up a lot of your time today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time.
Well, Tom, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.